What's up, y'all? Today we have this Samsung dryer that has stopped drying. Model number DV210AEW-XAA. I am a Amazon affiliate, and today we have this Samsung dryer parts along with this big Samsung dryer, and it's no longer drying. So what we're gonna do today, we're gonna fix it with this kit. Link in the description. Let's go. Dryer out so we can unscrew the screw. You don't want to pull it too far because you have a vent hose to the back. Yes, I know, we got to clean that up. We listen and watch and don't judge and stuff like that. So we're gonna unplug it before we start messing with anything. Let's do it. Can't reach. I'm gonna get to the back side of this using this ladder over here. We're gonna disconnect that vent right there with the little screwdriver using a small screwdriver or Phillips, depending on what it is. And as we get back here, we'll find out what we need. I can feel it. And it is Flathead screwdriver. All the tools and everything you see will be listed in the description below. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Man, this is harder than it looks with one hand. Woo! And then we'll clean all this stuff up later. All right, now you're going to loosen these two screws as well as these two screws. We're going to take off the top. All right, now that we got these 4 screws removed, we just lift up, okay? And don't lift up too high. You wanna lift up just enough to get about 1 inch clearance. Then you're gonna pull backwards, okay? That's it. Release from here. Now, we can take this off. Now, we'll just remove it, okay? Now that we have the top off, we're gonna remove these screws right here. Now that you removed all the screws on the top, just pull forward a bit. Careful, because you have these wires connected, okay? Let's get closer. Remove these wires, pinch, pull. Remove this one, push the clip right here, and it releases. Okay, now we can remove this whole entire piece. Now I'm going to be moving the dryer back so I can have some more space to work. Now that we have the top off and the front face on the display with the motherboard, we're going to want to remove this screw, if you have more, and then this one over here. These multiple screws as well. Let's get to it. All right, you look, it has this cord right here. You have to release it by pulling it backwards, okay? Simple as that. Now, this has come up. All we gotta do, pick it up. All right, now that you have the top and the front face off, we're going to go in here. You see this clip, remove this clip, separate it, push it, and then separate, okay? We're gonna be going, with this clip out the way, we're gonna be going in right here. See these two screws? Take those off. We're gonna be removing that screw. The harness is in the inside in here. You can see it. Put your screws where you know they are. Don't get them confused with the others. Just move this gently out the way. It'll come up. Has a little clip on the bottom. Another one in the back. So you'll come up and out towards you. That releases the clip to the back that I was referring to back there. Now this piece is coming straight out towards you. So what we're gonna do right now is we're removing the screws so we can check the heating element. Okay, this is the heating element, if you didn't know. Here's some fuses and thermostat. Right. Now we remove these screws. We're gonna remove this. And we still have two screws right here before we can actually do that. So what we'll do is take our little one, little Phillips. Now we'll separate from here. Has little clips. Remove it. Yeah. So let's take a look at this. Remember, it's already unplugged. So we're looking to see if there's any breaks in this coil. If there are breaks in this coil, you can probably find it. You will find it. But there's no breaks in this coil. So that tells me the heating coil is still good. Now if you look here, always check your wires. Look, the wire got too hot and it came off one of the thermostats. So we'll be replacing this thermostat since we got it with the parts. See, this is the wire that got damaged. You can see it. It got too hot. So we can buy another ground wire. This is 600 volt, 14 gauge wire. What we're gonna do is reuse that wire. I can't focus. There it is. Burnt hot. So you can replace this wire, whatever gauge it tells you, it's on here. This is a 14 gauge, 600 volt wire. You want to replace it with the same thing if you're going to replace it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is cut this, splice it a little bit, reconnect it to maybe this same one or a new one, and then we'll put it back together. Let's go. All right, real quick, I wanted to just let you guys know that just because you find a connector that looks the same doesn't mean it is. If you take a look at this right here, it says single wire sizes, and then it tells you like the temperature max and voltage rating. This is at 300 volts, sorry. 300 volts. So this wire, you want to go by its information, and it says right here 600 volts. Okay, it's a 14 gauge wire, but you need something that's strong enough to withhold it. So temporarily, all I'm going to be doing, I can go to the store, buy a new one of these, but I'm gonna take it off, cut this wire right here, splice a little bit, reuse it, and see how that works out. I'm gonna show you how to open this up, clean it out, wire brush it, all that. Focus, focus. So I'm gonna open this piece right here. This is just for a hack. If you want to, I recommend going to buy a new one. This is just if you can't. Scrape it clean. We're gonna remove this. Okay. So we're gonna clip this edge. You see all this? You don't want that. If you look closely, you can see the bubble is right there. So I'm definitely gonna clip that right there. Simple as that. We'll dispose of the bad piece. And if you look at the other end, it tells you how much you need. You just need a little bit cut off right here so you can get in the metal. Okay. Then we're gonna grip this with the plastic. Put it right here. We'll do a little bit. We'll spin it. See? It's already been used. Then we'll take our old piece, put it back in there. So this is supposed to embed just like that one does, so it holds real good. Now that we have our cable, it's crimped beautifully. Not really, but we'll put it back. Snap. And if you want to check the fuses or the thermostat, get a multimeter checker. I'll put the link in the description. You have your positive and your negative terminals. I have a video showing you how to test. Now let's start putting this bad boy back together. Don't forget, you have your little clips here. Go on first. Line up all your holes. Pain in the butt. Make sure you put your screw in here. Slapping this bad boy together. So we have this part. Here. Goes all the way in that vent in the back. You see it? That big circle? Well, that goes in there. Now, we'll put these two inside the little holes. Now that that's inside the back, put this one down straight down to this hole here. Oh. That's done. Now we're going to screw these two right here. Then you'll screw another one right here. Reclip these together. There's no way to mess it up. Front sides go in. Let's check. See if this heating element turns back on. All right, now that we've put the heating element back together and put it inside, we're going to test it. Before we put everything together, we're going to slap this door back on there, and we're not going to screw anything just yet. We just want to test it. I'm going to be putting everything back together almost as if it were before. Don't forget to clip. Slides in. Push. Snaps over. Just like that. I'm going to get the display and the motherboard. Now that we have the motherboard, we have these two wires to connect. We're going to put them right here. Goes in first. You can't confuse these. They only fit to the same piece. Now, it almost looks good. Yeah, we got to test it, baby. Let's plug it back in. Make sure you tuck this in right. Tuck in your wires in the back. Sits nice and perfect. Now, put on the top. Remember, come at an angle, just a little bit. It doesn't have to be very high. About 1 inch from the back. And then you slide into these little things that are in there. This is done. This is done. Do the screws in the back. We're gonna have to pull it back out. All right, now we're going to connect the ventilation hose. Excuse the power cord. Now that this is on there, we'll tighten it up. You don't want it too tight because you can pierce through it, but you want to make sure you're on the piping that comes out. See, and it just turned it just a little bit. So. Perfect. Now all we got to do is push it back, make sure we don't crease that vent. We want it to go down and in. So here we go. Nice and slow. Trying to look at the actual footage of it. Keep going. That's it. If you're not kinked, pull that out some. Just like such. And now, dry your clothes. It's working, baby. It's working. It's working. I hope you like this video. Subscribe for more do-it-yourself, fix-it videos or reviews. Thanks again. Have a good one.